Iron Lung. Man. I just finished watching Iron Lung for the second time, and man, it's pretty cool. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I think just the existence of this movie is pretty cool, and a little bit about like the creation and backstory of this movie, and why I think it's really good to support in the first place, just as a project that exists. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the movie itself, but I'm going to avoid spoilers. If you're somebody who knows like nothing about Iron Lung and you want to keep it that way, then I would suggest going and watching the movie just on a blank slate and then watching this afterwards to get some of the context around it. I'm not going to show any movie footage. I'm not going to spoil any of the plot. I'm not going to do any of that in this video. Also, if you're showing this movie to a friend and they are a little bit unfamiliar with Markiplier, or they're unfamiliar with the game or anything like this might be a good starting point for them as well. I've been talking about this movie to so many people just in passing, like friends, like at the coffee shop, at work. I've been mentioning it because I think it is such a unique project for this day and age. The first reason why I think it might be good to see twice, if not twice, at least once, is because this movie is 100% funded and directed and distributed by Markiplier. Now, of course, Markiplier has a team, and he gives much credit to that team. So I don't want to discredit all of the players in this project. Of course, it was a very large project that took years, took a lot of effort from a lot of people, but this is an independent movie. This is a movie separate from the like systems of Hollywood, and it's a quality movie. To those of you who don't know, Markiplier is a YouTuber. He has been playing games on YouTube for over a decade. He's one of the titans. He's got over 38 million subscribers, and he is one of the faces of YouTube. He played an indie game called Iron Lung, made by David Szymanski, and he loved it so much and he loved the lore so much that he decided that he wanted to make a movie out of it. So as the story he told goes, he DM'd David, the creator of the game, was first like, hey, I like your game, and then 4 DMs in was like, yo, you want to make a movie? The fact that this movie exists and then hit all of the main theaters is so abnormal. There are other instances of similar things happening, like the clown movie's Terrifier was an indie film, for example. But in this day and age, to have a YouTuber make a movie on his own that is good, that hit all of the main theater chains, that is being seen by people who don't know who Markiplier is. It's being seen by people who have never heard of this game. This is setting a new precedent for independent filmmakers, creators from other categories of media moving to traditional media and succeeding. This does not happen much. Markiplier is proving that it's possible. What does this mean for the next 10 years of media creation? This movie took 3 years. Imagine if other YouTubers start wanting to take their stab at traditional media and then actually pulling it off. This is also setting the bar a little higher for mainstream movies, in my opinion, as well. As we know, with games, with movies, a lot of large corporate conglomerates of movie making just continue to make movies chasing revenue that maybe miss some of the deeper artistic or like experiential motivation behind creating movies in the first place. Also, thank you, Andrew, one of my housemates, for making this bowl of pasta. It's very yummy. So reason number one why you maybe should watch this movie twice is because I think it is a good project to support financially. I think the more tickets we sell, the more we show the big showbiz that this movie is something that people want to see, the more seriously these giant movie creators will take independent artists, as well as maybe setting the bar a little bit higher. I'm not saying this movie alone is going to make this shift happen. I'm just saying it is a part of a trend, and that trend seems to be a good one. Let's take a look a little bit at the original game that this is based off of. This is Markiplier's playthrough of Iron Lung. As you can see, Markiplier right there. This guy. He's taking from the lore of this game. You are on a moon with an ocean of blood. All of the stars have gone out mysteriously, and now you are being sent down as a criminal in this tank into this ocean of blood to take pictures and see what you can learn.
I think that's just a whole...
This is what the map looks like, and how the gameplay works is you move this little control.
25, do east, east, south.
And you point those in a way where you have to maneuver through these caves and then go to each checkpoint and take photos. And the photos are creepy. This is what the photos look like. And as you go, you'll start seeing some pretty weird stuff. That's all I'm going to show you about the actual original game, but I think it's worth mentioning that this is an indie game made by a guy that Markiplier liked and he wanted to make a movie off of it, and that was the inspiration. I want to talk briefly about the practical effects in the movie too, because they are quite incredible. I think the biggest feat is the set that they use. Let me show you. This is a video he made about the creation of the movie that is also amazing. It's called I Didn't Think This Was Possible, about how amazing it's been to get so much traction and how hard the project had been. And he just kind of dives into it. So I also recommend you watch this video. But here's a little bit of a clip of the actual set. This set is on hydraulics and it moves. When he's being thrown around and stuff, this set is actually moving, actually throwing him around.
If you listen to this clip, wait, hold on.
It's very cool. So I think this project is just a good thing to support in general. It's setting a new standard. Number two, why you should watch this twice. It's because, especially if you're familiar with Markiplier, the second time will be different. The first time I went and watched it, I went with my friend Courtney, who is familiar with Markiplier. I'm also familiar with Markiplier. So we would be going in there, we were cracking some jokes like, hello, it's Markiplier, and stuff like that. It's a little bit hard to separate seeing Markiplier as a character and then like the actual character. Like when he's acting, I hear Markiplier, and that isn't a problem, but I just noticed the second time that the immersion was much better. The second time I went with a guy who's older than me. I think he's in his 40s or so, and he's not familiar with Markiplier, but he is a film buff. He loves film history and he loves showing really old films. Sitting and watching it with somebody a second time who was not familiar with Markiplier or the game allowed me to watch the movie sort of vicariously through his inexperience with Markiplier and the game itself. And let me tell you, it was a much different experience. The rising anxiety, the claustrophobia, the mind-bending events and visuals that happened at parts of the movie, all of it just felt way more real. And I think it just allowed me to appreciate the experience a second time, kind of getting all of the like, whoa, it's Markiplier in a movie and look, it looks like the game, getting all of that out of the way the first time around, and then watching it a second time and really, truly appreciating the quality, the music, the sound design, Mark's acting, the visuals, the writing, everything is just very, very, very neat. So especially if you're familiar with Markiplier, I encourage you to watch it a second time. I will also say that I just caught more the second time that I kind of missed the first time. I was a little bit confused at a couple of things the first time, which wasn't because of the movie itself. It's just because of me. And the second time, I followed along much easier. After seeing it a second time, I just have a deep appreciation for this movie. When after the first time, I was like, it was cool, but I just don't know. After the second time, I was like, damn. That was an experience. So I encourage you to go. I encourage you to go with a friend. I encourage you to, if you know Markiplier, share about this movie with somebody who maybe doesn't. Because again, this is setting a new standard for independent film, and Markiplier did it right and it worked. The last thing I want to show you, which is actually kind of heartwarming, is that Markiplier really had a dream of having this crazy popcorn bucket with this like mouth like coming up with teeth and blood and all of this stuff for a popcorn bucket. And he never thought that it was ever going to happen. He never thought this project would ever take off as much as it would. He thought he would be maybe shown in a handful of theaters. No, it's being shown in hundreds of theaters, maybe thousands, probably thousands across the nation. And he had things he dreamed of that he never thought would happen. And one of those things is a popcorn bucket. Look at this thing. It is on sale at the Regal store, Regal Theaters, and it's exclusive through them. You just have to pre-order it here and they'll be shipped out in like October or so, 2026. But I am seriously considering getting one because I don't have a popcorn bucket and I want to support this. It's just so fun that he was able to carry out his dreams like this. I hope this video helped bring a little bit of context to the movie and why everybody's so hype about it and why this movie is so unique and why you should go to it twice to support independent film and to show Markiplier that he killed it. I'm curious to hear what other people think. I saw it one day earlier than I think most people will because I saw a lot of dates that it was dropping on the 30th of January of 2026. I got it to see it on the 29th is when it was released in my hometown. So I'm curious to see what people think about it. I think a lot of people are seeing it for the first time. Please go see this movie for yourself and share it with somebody else. Thanks for watching. Good job, Markiplier.